What is up, enthusiasts? It is Cedar Flags here, and welcome back to another one of my videos. Cedar Point is getting another roller coaster, and it is opening up next year. I think we were all pretty surprised by this announcement, and I remember first seeing it being confused and being very pleasantly surprised at the same time. This is Siren's Curse, the brand new for 2025 Vekoma tilt coaster. Days before this announcement, Cedar Point shared a teaser video, and there really wasn't much to it, but it had a few little details talking about something emerging from the sea. Cedar Point got a new roller coaster in 2023 in Wild Mouse the Zamperla spinning coaster, and then in 2024, Cedar Point got Top Thrill 2. To be fair, Top Thrill 2 has had a lot of downtime this season, but the park has said that it is set to reopen next year. So to say the least, I was pretty surprised that they are getting another coaster for a third year in a row. And the coaster type is just as shocking. If you don't know, this is a Vekoma tilt coaster, and it is probably one of the most menacing looking roller coasters ever. If you've seen a tilt coaster, or even a video of one, you know that they are one of the coolest looking roller coasters out there. If you don't know what they are, they basically take you on a track that tilts 90 degrees while you are on it, and as it connects to another track, drops you. Vekoma has only installed one of these so far, which is Gravity Max in Taiwan. This was added all the way back in 2002, when Vekoma was very different as a company. But in recent years, Vekoma has said that they are bringing the tilt coaster back, and a few parks have actually announced a tilt coaster to be added. And it looks like Cedar Point is the next. And this new influx of tilt coasters has been getting everyone super excited, and along with another tilt coaster, Circuit Breaker, this will be the second to open up next year, and is claimed to be the tallest, fastest, and longest in North America. Looking at the stats, the height of Siren's Curse is going to be 160 feet tall. It is going to have a top speed of 58 miles an hour, and is going to be 2,965.9 feet of length. The ride is going to feature 13 different airtime moments, and is going to have a 48-inch height requirement. Siren's Curse is going to be located in between Valraven and Millennium Force, and this area used to house a few things, including the Wildcat roller coaster and the old Cedar's hotel building, which was converted into a dorm. And I think a lot of us were caught off guard at the actual area of the ride because, if you don't know, they recently closed a ride which was Snake River Falls in Intamin Shoot-the-Chutes. So, many people thought that Cedar Point was going to get a replacement there. When it comes to the theme, Siren's Curse is themed after a siren, a creature in Greek mythology that lures sailors into the sea. This ride will also have onboard audio and LED lights on the trains to add to the experience. And honestly, I think a theme like this is going to fit really well, especially in this part of the park, right next to the marina. And even though Cedar Point has a lot of creature themes, I think that this is a really cool name, simply because it relates to Lake Erie. So, a ride of a haunting creature surrounding a lake, I absolutely love that concept. With that being said, other than the on-ride audio and the LED lights, it doesn't look like there's actually much theming surrounding the ride. With that being said, Cedar Point doesn't focus primarily on theming either, and there are some rides that have this amount of theming. Now, let's get into the ride's layout. If I were to describe it in one word, it would be relentless. This ride does not calm down from that drop until the final brake run. First, you go up in that 160-foot lift, and make a slight left-hand turn into that tilt track. I really like the view that this is facing. This is going to kind of face Lake Erie with a view of Millennium Force as well, and as you look over, you are going to tilt 90 degrees at the ground below. Whether you're on the ride or off-ride, this tilt track is going to look extremely exciting. You are going to see that 90-degree tilt and the track coming off and attaching onto that other track, and it is just going to be all around a great spectacle. After that 90-degree tilt, it releases into a drop, and this drop goes immediately into a sharp left-hand turn. And I have to say, this turn in particular looks crazy, and this is just the start of what's coming. Next, we have a cool little turnaround element, which looks like it has a great mix of, well, everything. Airtime, whip, and positive Gs. After this, you have the first of two 0G rolls. And in this animation, this ride looks like it is flying through those elements, and many people love these low to the ground elements, and so I'm glad to see more on rides like this. Now, I want to highlight the next part of the ride in particular because this part looks crazy, and might be one of the best moments of the ride. These are 3 back-to-back airtime moments that form a triple down. The top hill being an off-axis airtime hill, the middle hill being a sideways wave turn, and the bottom hill dipping under the path. Let me tell you, this moment is going to catch a lot of people off guard, and it's probably going to be one of the most forceful parts of the ride, especially in the back row. After that, you go into another turnaround element, and it is another off-axis airtime hill, which is at a very steep angle. It's basically a non-inverting loop. This element looks right over the marina and the perimeter road, and this element just pops out so much, and it's going to look so intimidating. After that, you go into another off-axis airtime hill with that second inversion. Very much like the first, this inversion is very low to the ground, fast-paced, and like I said, whippy. And then, the ride's finale. 4 back-to-back airtime moments, including a second low to the ground wave turn. This ride, like I said, does not stop. And I think the thing that shocked me when I was watching the promotional video is that this ride has a lot of airtime. I knew when I saw a tilt track we were in for something good, but I was not expecting all of these airtime moments back to back. Whether it be that triple down or the finale, this ride looks to be one of the most relentless, fast-paced, and intense rides at Cedar Point. And I think it's going to be high on many people's lists when it comes to the park. And if you like a fast-paced, airtime-filled layout that is nothing but relentless, you are going to love this ride. And according to the animation, from the tilt all the way to the final brake run, you are going to be running on this ride for about 40 seconds. And from that great 90-degree tilt all the way to the final airtime moments at the end, this ride has so many different elements, which I think is going to attract many enthusiasts as well. You have inversions, airtime, positive Gs, and of course, that tilt track, which is going to be one of the only ones on Earth. Now, if this layout actually looks a little familiar, that is because this design was originally going to go to Energylandia in Poland. Though, that project was cancelled, and we are going to see this unique design at Cedar Point. When it comes to my final thoughts on this ride, this was truly an unexpected addition, but a great addition. Like I said earlier, Top Thrill 2 has been down for most of the season, but the park has said that they are going to reopen it next year. So, if you have not ridden Top Thrill 2, you'll have 2 new credits to look forward to. 2 very thrilling rides at that. Overall, Siren's Curse looks like a really cool ride, and looks like a ride that's going to attract many of Cedar Point's fans. And despite having a taller dive coaster next to it, I believe the tilt track will stand out on its own. Like I said, the tilt track is one of the coolest looking elements on any roller coaster. So to say the least, I am extremely excited for Siren's Curse. So, what do you think of Siren's Curse? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you are most excited for when it comes to Cedar Point next year. Anyways, this is Cedar Flags, and I will see you all later.